Yo, this is your boy, Knicks Basketball TV, and I'm here just like I told you guys. It was coming, sorry for the wait, but this is my season reviews for the 22-23 season for each and every team in the NBA. And these are going to be short, quick videos, my analysis on all the teams' rosters, and my initial thoughts. If there's separate transactions or any other things that might happen, I'll speak on that. But right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go one by one. Every team, like I told you, no biasness towards the Knicks, Lakers, none of that stuff over here. We're going to talk about every team fairly because I'm a real fan of the game. And right now, it's just some background video of the Hawks and, you know, some highlights and stuff like that. But I wanted to first talk to you about the Hawks. You know, they're in Atlanta. You know, they've been, I would say, a semi-successful franchise in the playoffs. They have a star player. Went to the Eastern Conference Finals, you know, I would say a year ago. Yeah, now a year ago. You know, so that's honestly, if I'm a Hawks fan, that's a win. You're competitive. You know, you almost got close to having your first finals berth. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Obviously, like I said, Trae Young is the face of your team. Now, let me talk about my actual opinion, and then I'll give you a true roster analysis. Trae Young is not enough, you know, and I'm not. It's not to say to me, in my opinion, he's not a great player. He's actually a star player. You know, he might even become a superstar talent. But I think it's a lot to ask a 6-foot guard. Again, we haven't seen that since the days of Allen Iverson. It's a lot to ask of a 6-foot guard to carry your team. Me personally, you know, and take them to the heights to where they need to go. And I know there's probably people saying, well, Steph Curry 6'3", and he's surrounded by elite talent around him. There's the Klay Thompsons, the Andrew Wiggins, or the Harrison Barneses, you know, the Draymond Greens, you know, and then he has elite center play from whoever who's playing the center position. You know what I'm saying? And again, the Atlanta Hawks have a good team. You know, they have Trae Young. They have, you know, what's his name? Just to make sure I pull up the roster, I don't mispronounce anybody's name. DeAndre Hunter. You know, they have now newly added DeJounte Murray. They have Clint Capella. And then to round out their five, where is he at? They have John Collins. And obviously they made some more additions that I'm going to speak on later, right? But they do have a talented top five rotation, I would say, in the East. You know, they have a talented one. Where I rank them, I'll talk about that later. But right now, what's really going on that I'm trying to like really look at, oh my gosh, why is his old ass Spike Lee doing all that? But no, basically what's going on, what I think is, I don't think there's nothing wrong with their center position. You know, they got Clint Capella, they got Onyeka Ogunwuke, if I'm saying that correctly or mispronouncing his name, Hawks fans, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? But I know his first name is Onyeka, you know what I'm saying? And then they got John Collins. I'm going to speak on John Collins. I think, oh, god damn, Barrett? But no, I'm going to speak on John Collins. I don't think he's playing to his potential. And I don't know what reason that is for. To me personally, he should be high 19s at minimal, playing his best, shooting a great percentage from the field, averaging at least 8 rebounds a game. I'm not asking him to be a defensive juggernaut, but he needs to be an elite floor spacer and an adequate defender, especially on switches. And from what I hear, because I actually have a close friend that's actually a Hawks fan and is from Atlanta, you know, from what I hear, you know what I'm saying, John Collins is not that. And I haven't watched, and I'm not going to cap, I've watched Hawks games, but I haven't watched enough directly on John Collins, because every time I see him play, he's dunking on somebody. He's catching some type of body, you know what I'm saying? And just on top of that, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like personally, you know, like, is he versatile enough, you know, to play into the scheme? You know, is he versatile enough to fit into what they're doing, what they want to do defensively? You know, like I said, Clint Capella cleans up all their messes, right? That's what he does. But the problem that I feel like they have is DeAndre Hunter hasn't played enough, and that's why John Collins has been more exposed as the small ball center. I feel like if DeAndre Hunter played a little bit more and played to his potential, they would probably be in a better position. But nonetheless, I've seen the rumors that they were trying to trade him to the Timberwolves or to the Spurs or, to other teams, which to me kind of didn't really make sense because it's like, I'm going to be honest, and again, I'm an unbiased fan. I don't have nothing against the Hawks at all. What were you going to get from John Collins, like in a trade? And then on top of that, what were you going to get, you know what I'm saying, that could replace what he brought to the team, not only offensively, you know what I'm saying, but what would you get to replace him? And again, I think the best fit for that team is John Collins gets better defensively. That's what I think. That's honestly what I think. Like, if he gets better defensively, I think their ceiling goes up a lot. And DeAndre Hunter, just talking about him, he just has to stay healthy. You traded Cam Reddish, which to me, I even told this to my friend, he was the high upside star guy. I wish would have been able to stay part of the Atlanta Hawks development. But on top of that, you know what I'm saying, they just went another direction. They committed, obviously, to DeAndre Hunter, right? So he just needs to stay healthy. I definitely think he's elite. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think he can be a Kawhi type defender. Especially in the playoffs, he took up his scoring. I definitely think he can be that complimentary star player. Absolutely, I definitely think he can be that. Now, will he stay healthy? I don't know. That's not something I can actually speak on myself at all. But I do think DeAndre Hunter has some high upside. Now, DeJounte Murray. I honestly don't know. I personally don't know how he's going to fit on this team. Just because, one, he doesn't have a lot of shooting. Like, honestly, he does not have a lot of shooting. He's a subpar three-point shooter. And then on top of that, yes, he's a defensive nuisance, but he has a frail frame. Like, he's not really built to guard bigger twos to me if he's going to play the two next to Trae Young. Like, yes, is he capable defensively? Absolutely. But have you ever seen the clip of him, getting like damn near a rag dog by James Harden? And no disrespect to DeJounte, I'll rock with you as a player, but I just don't know how he's going to match up to bigger twos, and sometimes he's going to have to play threes if he's going to slide up a position. That's just me personally. But I do think it complements them defensively, but they're going to need that spacing. And all in all, again, just to reiterate, I just want them to not put so much on Trae Young's back. That's just where I'm at with it. Like, don't put your full-on hopes on Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that, I hope they don't burn him out in a smaller market by putting the whole team and putting all of the hopes on him, like a D Rose, like an Allen Iverson, because it just usually doesn't go well. What is the best it can go? A finals appearance? But if the Hawks get to a finals, that's a dub in itself. But let me quickly touch on the rest of the roster really quickly. So let me talk about one of the Bogdanoviches, inside NBA joke. Bogdanovic. Again, another player who's had some injury history. And I'm only talking about rotation players and stuff like that. But he's a nice, backup two guard, microwave scorer. A little bit of a liability defensively, but he makes it up scoring, right? I think he's a good staple for them to keep as long as he's healthy. He's had some injury problems ever since he's come to Atlanta, but I think he obviously is still part of their roster going forward. I think he can still be a part of everything, And then also, Justin Holiday and Maurice Harkless, who they got in the Kings trade, right? I think it was a smart trade. They got some wing depth, something they were lacking the last few years with Kevin Huerter. Shout out to Kevin Huerter, who got traded to the Kings. But they get some defensive 3-and-D wing help. Now, is Mo Harkless a crazy sniper three-point shooter? That's not something I know. I don't know that, honestly. I don't know if that's going to translate. But, he's a capable 3-4 wing defender that I like for their team that they need, especially in that Miami Heat series. if you saw that, like they completely got demolished because their only size was DeAndre Hunter as a wing. That was their only size. I don't know why my Mac just did that. Like, that's super annoying. But anyways, let's move on to that. Let's talk about some of their younger players. AJ Griffin, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Martin, some of their recent draft picks. Again, just going down the roster. I don't know if they're going to get playing time. And maybe Jalen Johnson, again, the guy from Duke. If you don't know who he is, look him up. I think he's from Duke. But I don't know if they're going to get playing time on this current roster with this team. I think they can do well by getting put down in their G League at College Park. Yes, I do know about the G League teams. Yes, I am astute. But I think they could do some time developing, especially AJ Griffin. It's a lot of wings on this team, so he just may not get time. So if I was running the team, I'm sending him to the G League. I know he was a high pick, but you need to get reps. You missed all of Summer League. You really didn't play. Honestly, you're a good shooter in college, but we've seen good college shooters come to the NBA and be trash. Honestly, just be trash. So just give them some young guys to develop. I do like their pickup of Aaron Holiday. Nice, solid backup point guard. I wish some other teams would have picked him up. I always feel like he was underrated on a lot of teams. He's a good shooter, steady backup. So I do like that pickup for the Hawks. And then on top of that, Frank Kaminsky is a nice little signing for them. Yes, Frank Kaminsky. He's a nice stretch big, gives them a change of pace big at the center. Kind of did what Gallinari could do, but just at the center position, not as much scoring, but can just stretch the floor. And then obviously their two-way players, Sean D. Brown and Trent Forrest. I do think Sean D. Brown can be a piece for them in the future, as a 3-and-D wing. He just needs a little bit more development. I actually watched him play during his time with the Hawks, and he played well. He played like he was capable. He just needs some more seasoning. And then Trent Forrest, he played for Utah. Very, very good defender. Very good defender, but he's like DeJounte Murray, but like a super watered-down version. He just can't shoot the ball at all. And I hope he's been working on that on the summer. But that's it. Coach Nate McMillan has a lot on his hands with this team. And where do I think this team's going to finish? And I'm not going to give specific, picks and slots. I'm going to give a range. I can see this team, and no disrespect to Hawk fans, anywhere between 5th and 9th. If I'm saying on the injury side, they're going to be a low 7th to 9th seed. If everything clicks, I don't see them being tremendously better than all the other teams in the East, like Milwaukee, Philadelphia, what the hell am I saying? Miami, you know what I'm saying? Even Brooklyn, if they bring everybody back, I just don't see them being better than those teams. But I could definitely see them being a 5th seed and being super competitive and winning 50 games if everybody's healthy and things are clicking and the DeJounte Murray, Trae Young produces fruit. I can definitely see it working out. So, again, I like the Hawks as a team. I feel like they got a good roster. And the next team that I'm going to be talking about going down this series is the Boston Celtics. And again, that's another team that Atlanta is going to have to be, thinking about and going against. Do they have enough wing depth to guard those massive wings in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? And they upgraded their wings, at least via size, they did. I don't know if it's going to work ability with shooting, but size that they did, so I feel like they can be super competitive. So what do you guys think of my analysis of the game? Like I told you guys, I'm going to be doing every single team. So stay tuned for my 22-23 analysis of your favorite team. You dig?